Welcome everyone to another video from American Soccer FPL. This time we are switching to UCL, the final match day. Jason, how pumped are you for ending these group stages and finally getting into that knockout rounds?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. The group stages have been kind of tough having, a game every week. I think with a lot of it being decided now, a lot of the excitement's gone, bar like 5 or 6 matches. So, I'm ready for the knockouts at this point. Let's get this done.
Yeah, but I'm exactly thinking that too. And because of that, a lot of teams have already qualified. A lot of teams do have some things to play for here. Teams like PSG, Man United, we'll go over it in a little bit. But before we talk a little bit about that, if you guys appreciate these videos, we really appreciate the likes, comments, and subscribers. These UCL videos are doing really well. We are climbing in the ranks, and I hope you guys are as well. Also want to quickly shout out Fantasy Football Scout. They also have material on the UEFA Champions League. Check them out. Excellent articles.
Yep.
Jason, you ready to just get back into the match day 5 recap?
Let's do it.
All right. So one of the big things that came from this week is really this whole group, but Real Madrid had a big loss. Zidane is really there's a lot of heat in Madrid, and it's definitely a hot seat for Zidane.
Mm-hmm.
Next, Atalanta, a team on mixed form, they had a draw. After that, Atletico played rested Bayern team. Joao Felix did have a goal there. And classic Pazza Inter winning with a Lukaku brace over Borussia Mönchengladbach. Jason, tell me a little about the next day.
Yeah, next day, first off, PSG versus Man United. PSG handled them pretty well. Pretty foolish from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer leaving Fred on that long. I think everyone who was watching just knew he had to come off, but unfortunately he never did, so the red card happened, and then PSG capitalized. But sets up a pretty thrilling final day for that group. On the other side, RB Leipzig won a very thrilling match, actually, with Istanbul Başakşehir. It's a 4-3 in the end. Had Danny Olmo, Yusuf Poulsen on the score sheet. For Istanbul, Irfan Can Kahveci, I think I said that right. He had a hat trick, and it was actually quite the hat trick at that. So that was probably my favorite match of the day, actually, from a neutral perspective. Anyways,
okay, interesting.
Yeah, moving on though.
Let's just quickly. Yeah. Tell me about Juve. Move too fast.
Yeah, so Juve got a pretty big win against Dynamo Kiev. Ronaldo was on the score sheet. Not a lot to play for them moving forward. For Dortmund, I'm sure a lot of people got caught out like I did. Erling Haaland hurt his hamstring. We didn't know that until, like an hour or two before the match, I believe. And so at which point, the early match had already started, so we all had him captained for the day. At least I did. And now he's out until 2021, so that was fantastic. Lazio on the other side got the draw against the undermanned Dortmund. Ciro Immobile on the score sheet. Lazio need a win in the last match week, so that should be a pretty exciting game for them. Chelsea heavily rotated against Sevilla. Still got a pretty big win there, though, with Olivier Giroud getting 4 goals in that match. So
wow.
Chelsea take the group. They're going to rotate again, I think. But pretty interesting stuff there. Lastly, Barcelona heavily rotated. Didn't really matter. They still cruised versus Ferencvaros. Griezmann, great goal. Braithwaite, Dembele also on the score sheet.
Yeah. All right, so let's just quickly move ahead to see how our teams are standing. Currently, I am in an overall rank of 76,000. A little disappointing, but when you consider the whole, I kind of put myself in being in almost like a 1 million rank after match day 1. I could take this as pretty good. Mm-hmm. This was a wild card team here. I have used my Limitless and my wild cards. So nothing, those two are not left for me. Cristiano Ronaldo came through with a goal. Happy about that. I kind of rolled the dice on Braithwaite, and he came up with a goal as well. Disappointed in Liverpool. No big results. I believe Salah had the assist. And I'm happy with my defense. Ruben Diaz, De Ligt, and Angelino all providing points, whether that's assists or clean sheets, as well as Neto as well on the clean sheet. A little disappointed with Ferran Torres, but that's the kind of what the risk you play when you want to use a pepper roulette. Jason, tell me a little bit about your team.
All right, so my team. This is my Limitless squad for match week 5. A little disappointed by it, but I still got a pretty nice green arrow, which kind of shows you the state of what match week 5 looked like. I got 57 points overall to take me to O rank of 23K. So not terrible. I'll take that, I guess, at this point. Still want to climb that a lot higher, get into hopefully the top 5K for the end of the year. But up top, what really hurt me was the first day my captain did not deliver. So second day I went to Erling Haaland. Unfortunately, he didn't play. Got me 0 points for my captain, so that kind of that really set me back. But luckily my defense kind of saved me. I had nice points from my starting back four and my keeper. So a little disappointed with the Limitless, but still got me a green arrow, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah, overall it's a pretty bad match day for just about everyone.
Yeah.
Erling Haaland really stung a lot of people.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Just check out the current standings. Jason, based on these standings, who are some teams that still have things to play for?
Let's see.
Obviously, Group H, right?
Yeah, so I'll just go down the list real quick. So Group A, teams I'm looking at, Atletico Madrid and FC Salzburg. Big match there. They play against each other. Atletico need at least a draw. Group B, that's going to be huge. All four teams definitely need a result. So finding the correct players from those matches could be the tough part, but at least we know they're going to be starting their best players, which is hard to come by in this week.
It's been probably the most insane group.
Oh, it's crazy.
Unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah, Group C, I think that's pretty much done and dusted. City have first place. It's pretty much locked up at this point. Porto would need a huge result, which I don't think they're going to get. So that I would kind of avoid Group C at this point. Group D, Liverpool's done, so I would ignore them. But Atalanta and Ajax play each other in a huge match for both of them. Atalanta need at least a draw in that one. So I think that's one you're going to see a lot of the starters playing in. Group E, that's decided. Chelsea first, Sevilla second. Done and dusted. Group F, Dortmund are guaranteed through, but they need a win to guarantee first place. Lazio are up against Club Brugge and definitely need at least a tie. And the good thing is in Group F, all four of those teams play the early match on Tuesday. So we're going to know their lineups before transfers are due. So I think that's a good one to target, especially Lazio I like a lot in this week, especially like Ciro Immobile. So keep an eye on Group F. That's definitely one to target. You can get some guaranteed players if you wait on it. Group G, that's pretty much done and dusted. Barca's goal difference is too huge. They're playing against Juventus. I don't imagine they're going to start a lot of starters. I know the temptation to see Messi versus Ronaldo is there, but if I had to guess, I think the managers will hold them out and play some heavily rotated player teams on that one.
Yeah.
Then lastly, Group H, that's going to be a huge one to watch. Man United, PSG, Leipzig, all tied on 9 points. United play Leipzig, PSG play Istanbul, Başakşehir. So I think you're going to see a lot of starters playing in Group H as well. That's another one to keep an eye on.
You're right, exactly. Definitely Group H and then Group B are going to be the most interesting clashes. When you look at a team like RB Leipzig, who played so well against Bayern in the weekend, and then you look at how high. I mean, United are definitely on a streak here, but it's not like that it's always been comfortable for them. But I think this Leipzig United match is going to be the match of the match day again for United taking that.
Yep.
All right, so let's move on to the fixture list then. Just kind of based on those group standings. Tuesday, I know you are interested in targeting both, mainly Lazio and considering Dortmund, correct, Jason?
Yeah, I think Lazio is the main one I target because they have the most to play for at this point. Dortmund could try and get first place, but we already know they're missing Erling Haaland. If they decide to rotate for their trip to Russia, that wouldn't shock me at all. So I'd be kind of hesitant with Dortmund. But Lazio I like a lot. We'll know their lineup before transfers are due.
Right. I would be high on Ciro Immobile. This would be a great substitution for Haaland.
Yep.
Next match is going to be PSG and Istanbul. Here we have our likely captain must-have kind of guy. Personally, for me, that's going to be Neymar is who I'm talking about. Jason, what do you think of this? Are you going to be more leaning Mbappe or someone else?
I think for PSG, Neymar would be my pick. He's on penalties. That's probably kind of what puts him over the top. He's on a lot of free kicks as well. I do like their defenders and a goalkeeper for this match as well. Looking at... sorry, I just lost Vera.
Hey, sorry about that.
All right, it's all good. Let's keep going. I think we're still
all
good.
All right, keep going.
All right, so So PSG, I like their defense a lot. Another goalkeeper, Keylor Navas, Marquinhos is a defender. So I think they have pretty solid picks up and down the team there for that one.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely take multiple. If you have them, they're definitely a hold. And if you don't have any PSG, like me, I currently don't have any. At least take one, maybe even two.
Yep.
So RB Leipzig, Man United. What do you think of this game? Are you going to buy players from these teams? Or are you going to hold them?
So I already have Bruno in my team. I think he's a hold for sure. Rashford could be interesting because we know that Cavani and Martial are not playing. So one would assume Rashford and Greenwood would be starting up top for Man United. Then there's the huge news today of Mino Raiola coming out and saying Paul Pogba's done at Man United. So
yeah.
I'd be surprised if he's in the starting lineup at this point. So, really for Man United, and even Leipzig, I think in this match, I'm targeting more of the attackers than the defenders. I think there's some goals in this one, especially based on that first leg that we saw.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it's just the way that these teams play. They just play thrillers. Over the weekend, they both had a huge game. I mean, they had a huge, Leipzig with the draw, and then United with the comeback. And then just in the Champions League as well, like you said, when they played themselves. Also, when United played PSG, there's plenty of goals. Leipzig, when they played Istanbul, there's plenty of goals in both teams.
Yep.
Personally, I have Angelino. I'm keeping him. I don't have anyone from Man United, so I'm probably I'll probably avoid. But if I would had to pick someone, I'd say Bruno Fernandes is definitely a strong hold in this match.
Yep.
All right. Dinamo and Ferencvaros. Anything? No, any comments?
Yeah, really, I think for the rest of the matches on Tuesday, I'm more or less trying to avoid all of those if I can.
Yeah, I'd pretty much skip the rest of the matches. You could take a rotation risk on Chelsea, I guess. Players like maybe Kai Havertz hasn't played. It's going to be difficult to see. I believe Giroud played over the weekend, right?
Yeah, Giroud started over the weekend, but he did come off eventually, so he got a little bit of rest. But I would expect it to be Tammy Abraham up top just for rotation's sake.
Yeah, my guess is Tammy Abraham will probably play. In terms of the Barca Juve, so I know in the interview they did say they are planning to play Messi in the match. They never said like whether he's going to start, but they did say he will play the match.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see. I expect Juventus to play their strongest team as well, actually. It's more like just to try to keep Juve needs to gel still, so they really need these big matches.
Yeah, that's true for Juventus. Yeah, they do need some just work on their team overall.
Yeah, so I do expect Juventus I do expect to see Messi and Ronaldo on the pitch at one point.
Okay.
Either way, I'll probably keep my Delit. And it'll be interesting to see. I don't really know. I don't think there's a favorite to the match because we don't know who Barca's going to line up.
Yep.
Okay, going on to Wednesday. Jason, are you interested in Liverpool? Do you think Salah will get minutes in this one?
I highly doubt it. I think Liverpool is going to heavily rotate for this one. They literally have nothing to play for. And given how much Klopp has been complaining about the fixtures piling up and the minutes on the players, I don't think there's any way he plays any of his stars in this one.
Yeah. So one thing would be, I don't know if this guy has been a star for them, Diogo Jota. He got rested over the weekend. Do you think he's going to be a starter here?
I think he has a better chance than Salah or Mane. But it still wouldn't shock me if he got a rest here.
Okay. I have Jota. I just want to hear it will probably be too late to hear what Klopp says by the time the deadline is in.
Yeah.
But if there's any information that comes out tomorrow, I might sell both Salah and Jota. But right now, I'm probably leaning on keeping Jota.
Yep.
Another big match for Atalanta in the Champions League. Jason, do you like any of their prospects? Or maybe you fancy Ajax?
So I think it's going to be a pretty good match overall. I expect there to be some goals in this one, so I'm more targeting the attackers if possible. Sorry. Hey, you back now?
I'm back. All
right.
I keep hitting the button. Not the last time, I promise.
All right. So Atalanta, yeah, I like the attack more on this one. So Atalanta's tough because they rotate their attack so much. So it's kind of a guessing game as far as who's going to start between, Zapata, Muriel, Papu Gomez, and Ilicic. I guess if I had to bank on it, I would be most comfortable with Ilicic in midfield. I think is a strong one because Papu Gomez's class as a forward in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to go defensively for Atalanta, Christian Romero is number one in ball recoveries in the UCL game for defenders. So even if they let goals in, I still think he's a strong pick. Then their attacking fullbacks of Gosens and Hateboer are always, a threat for attacking returns as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd just be careful. I don't think this is going to be a clean sheet game.
No.
But definitely when you consider other points like assists, goals, balls recovered, then all those prospects are in play.
It's mostly there's not a whole lot of good defenders in general this game week from what we're seeing here. There's a lot of big matches, and those are the ones that have players playing. So for me, it's tough picking out good defenders with good fixtures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I would fancy. I think I have Gosens. As long as he's not injured, I'll keep him. If not, then I'll probably I don't know. I might have to just keep him on the bench. And I don't really want to take any chances on Atalanta. But if I were to pick a player, I'd pick Duvan Zapata. Ilicic would be my main two in terms of attackers.
Yep.
So moving on to Manchester City, probably a team we're going to expect heavy rotation from, right, Jason?
Yeah, they have first place locked up, so they have nothing to play for. I would just avoid that if you can.
Okay, what about defense? Anything?
I'm avoiding completely.
Okay. So I have Ruben Diaz. I do kind of expect him to play, just kind of based on prior interviews from Pep. So I'll probably hold him. Mainly just because I don't want to spend too many. I don't want to take too many hits.
Keep in mind, Man City and Man United play on the weekend, so they have a pretty big match coming up as well.
That's true. So Bayern, another team. Any interest in any of the players from Bayern?
I would avoid Bayern. They have nothing to play for at this point.
Sure.
Especially being on the second day, you're not going to have a whole lot of news for it either, so I would just avoid that if you can.
And what about Joao Felix owners, Atletico defense owners? Do you like them in this game?
Yeah, I think there's going to be some goals in this one for sure. Salzburg's a very good attacking team. Atletico's defense isn't what it used to be, but their attack has improved a lot. So yeah, like you said, I think Joao Felix is one of the picks of the game week in this one.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I still have Savic on my team, so I'll definitely start him. He's a starting defender for Atletico, so you can't go wrong there. But from the Salzburg side, I kind of like Dominic Soboslai, kind of as a sneaky midfield pick if you want to get a nice differential. He's been very good in the Champions League and in the Austrian League this year as well.
Okay. Now tell me about who you think is going to win this match. Madrid and Mönchengladbach?
Man.
Or you think a draw and they're both through? What do you think?
Yeah, that's tough because Madrid's form has been mostly bad. Occasionally they pull out results when they need to against like Inter. But yeah, it's hard to see Madrid's defense keeping Mönchengladbach out in this one with the kind of attacking form that Mönchengladbach has been in. So I could see a draw on this one. I think if it's a draw and it's getting kind of late on, I could see both teams just kind of shutting up shop and not trying at that point.
Exactly. I can definitely see a draw in this match. And Plia, if I were to have any attacker, I would have Plia in this match.
Yeah, the problem with Madrid is I just don't know who's going to get the fantasy points for that team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust their defense to get clean sheets at this point.
They don't score well when it's not Benzema's not there. I don't know. And then Ramos is questionable.
Yeah, Benzema should play in this one, but Ramos is likely still out.
Okay. And then another interesting match here, Inter and Shakhtar. Jason, do you like any Inter players in this match?
Yeah, I think Lukaku is going to be a good pick for Inter. He's still in great form. Inter really need a win in this one. So they're going to be throwing everything they can at Shakhtar. So I think I'm a little more high in Inter offensively than defensively at this point. But I think Lukaku's my pick.
Exactly. I think Lukaku is going to be on my team. He's going to be my Wednesday captain. In addition, I do like... I'm just going to wonder, I still want to wait for some news. If Hakimi plays, he scored a nice brace over the weekend. I could see him doing a lot of damage. He always does really well in terms of attacking. Just defensively, Conte just doesn't trust him. So there's a little bit of question marks about that. But Hakimi is a nice pick in my opinion too. Mm-hmm. But Lukaku is the pick of the Wednesday fixtures.
Yep.
For me. And then Olympiacos and Porto. Any players you would take from this?
I could see that being a very low-scoring affair. So if you're looking for a clean sheet, that could be one to look at. I don't think Porto has a lot to play for at this point, so I'm not sure how strong the lineup they'd put out there. But if you're looking for a potential budget keeper, I think Jose Sa for Olympiacos could be a decent shout.
Okay. Yeah, I probably expect a lower scoring. I expect Porto should win this one comfortably, though. Okay, let's move on to the Dream Teams, Jason. These are kind of just a reminder of viewers. This is kind of like our Limitless team picks. But on top of that, it's also we also throw in some Wildcard players as well.
Yeah, I think neither of us have any chips left at this point, so we're just doing regular transfers. I'm sure that's probably the case for most people out there right now. So yeah, just think of this as a list of like who are the best transfers in for this game week. That's almost how I would look at it.
And kind of two players that were sticking out right away is going to be Neymar and Lukaku. These two are probably going to be my transfers. I am considering, a third transfer because I just finished my wild card. So I do have 3 free transfers. Correct, Jason?
Yeah, 3 free.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't made my decision on my third one yet. Jason, what do you think you're going to be doing with Matchday 6 in your team?
Yeah, it's tough. I have 3 transfers. I think the big question is, do you take a hit for someone you know is going to play, for someone you have in your team that you know is definitely not? That's kind of the thing I'm grappling with right now. But yeah, I think for sure I really want Neymar in my team. That's going to be a big one for me. Beyond that, I think I might go for Lukaku as well. Yeah, those forwards are just hard to turn down, especially when I have like Ronaldo, Lewandowski, and Haaland as my forwards. There's a good chance none of those 3 play. So that could be where I burn all my transfers.
I would be surprised if Ronaldo doesn't play, but there's definitely a shot of that.
Yeah. Those are kind of our forward picks. I think, like you said, Neymar and Lukaku are the standouts. Some other great alternatives are Chiro, who you'll know if he's in the lineup or not for sure before the match starts. Then Zapata and Playa are kind of like the more punty kind of players.
Mm-hmm. And then in terms of midfielders, here we've highlighted in particular Joao Felix, but also Bruno Fernandes. Jason, tell me a little bit why you like Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno's form has been insane lately. Goals, assists, he's at the center of everything great Man United do. He came on as a sub in the first match against Leipzig, but still lit them up in this limited time. He got a nice rest over the weekend, so I think he's raring to go for this one.
Mm-hmm. And then moving on to defenders, Jason, can you pick me out like a good mix of maybe Tuesday and Wednesday ones you like?
Defenders. I like Trippier a lot. He's my Atletico picks. He has better chance for attacking returns than some of their other defenders. So in a match where I'm not quite sure they're going to keep a clean sheet, I think he might be the best option. PSG, I think Marquinhos is definitely the pick. He plays in midfield a lot. He also seems to just pop up with goals every now and then. So I think, plus with his balls recovered, I think he's definitely the pick for PSG. Same with Christian Romero for Atalanta. He's definitely locked in. He's the balls recovery king of defenders, and he's only 4.9. So even if Atalanta do not keep a clean sheet, I think he's due some points.
Mm-hmm. So then I'll quickly talk Stefan de Vrij. Obviously, in one Inter's backbone. Inter have not kept any clean sheets in recently. It has been kind of a Pazza Inter roller coaster. I do kind of expect that to happen with Matchday 6, but De Vrij is also known for getting a header goals in clutch moments, and De Vrij is also known for ball recoveries. So a nice differential option here. Then Robin Gosens, perhaps if you don't have Romero, let's say you have Gosens, he's a strong hold for me. He's still will likely to get some attacking returns, he's still in the running to get some. And then just a comment for me, if I had to pick one defender, I would definitely go with Marquinhos here. I expect PSG to have a big game here. I want to say clean sheet, and Marquinhos could even end up with a goal too. So, Jason, do you have a pick or anything, or you just kind of like the list?
Yeah, for defenders, it's a little tough. I guess I'd probably lean towards Marquinhos as my standout option, but it's a little closer than some of the other positions.
Yeah. And then just quickly talking about goalkeepers, we're just kind of set on Jan Oblak and Keylor Navas.
Yep, perfect rotation there. Navas the first day, Oblak the second day.
Yep. And just quickly talking about clean sheets, in terms of the Tuesday fixtures, I like I said, PSG is likely. Other than that, maybe Chelsea. But that's pretty much all I like for Tuesday. And for Wednesday, I could see Manchester City having a clean sheet, possibly Atletico, and possibly Porto, and possibly Inter, but not the best match day for clean sheets, in my opinion.
Yeah, most of the good defensive teams pretty much have nothing to play for, or they have a tough fixture for the most part. So it'll be a little tougher finding the good ones in this one.
All right. I think that pretty much just about wraps it up for this match day 6 final group stage match. Jason, any kind of final words?
Yeah, I'd say the key for me in this one is just finding players you think are going to play. I'm just going to try and hope I get a full 11 out there for my team at this point. So I would say, yeah, good luck out there. I'm not going to take too many risks in this one. Go for the easy picks. And then remember, you get your wild card before the round of 16 begins. So, doesn't matter if you're not taking long-term picks at this point, because you're going to get a reshuffle right after this.
Okay, yeah, exactly. I'm going to say here, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say all faith in Pazza Inter, Romelu Lukaku, absolute must own. And then I'll have to emphasize one more time, Neymar. Other than that, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Best of luck. All luck to Green Arrows for everyone. And can't wait for the knockout rounds.
Yep.
All right.
Excited for it.